Hey everybody, my name's Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. So today I am also continuing with my celebration series. So if you've been watching my channel, you know that I'm making it all the way through this catalog before the end of February. I have a couple of more things left to do. But for today, I'm going to show you some new product, and we're going to talk about the join part of celebration. So when you join Stampin' Up, all of the time it is $99 for your starter kit, and then you can pick $125. It can't be $125.01. It has to be $125 or under, and put it in your starter kit. And then that's everything that you need to either start a part-time business, to do a full-time business, or just get your stuff at discount. So I have been doing this. My daughter's 27, and I started doing it when she was a baby. So I've done it as a young mom with a baby all the way up to now, to an empty nester. Now it's my full-time job. There were parts during her high school years and college years where it was just enough to get a little bit of extra money because I was working someplace else. So you can kind of cater and tailor it to however you want. And obviously I like it because I've been doing it a long time. And my daughter and several of my friends who are on my team, our kids don't know life without Stampin' Up because they've grown up with it. So to sign up, I will have a link under this video, or if you're seeing it in my email or on Facebook. The things that I love about it, as far as the join special, right now during celebration, $125 of whatever you pick, $99, and then you can add 2 additional stamp sets from the January to June catalog, or you can add any stamp set from the annual catalog, but you get to pick 2 additional sets. So go for expensive ones, right? If you're going to get something for free, get the ones on your wish list that cost the most. Or if you want, you can get what I'm going to show you today is a demonstrator pre-order. So if you want to put that in your kit, you could as well. And it's the way I'm going to do the Waves of Inspiration bundle. So you can put that, you can put anything pre-order in your kit as well. And then as a member of my team, so we've got people, I'm in Indiana, but most of my stuff we do online. So we've got people California to North Carolina, and north, south, east, and west. So all over. And we have one Facebook page that's just for the girls who sign up directly under me, and it's called Beautiful Images. And then we have one that's called All the Beautiful Images, and that's for all of the girls or guys that are in our team, as many levels down as it goes. So if somebody signs up to join under you, and they join under them, and they join under them. So we have 2 fun Facebook teams. I do lots of art contests. Like one thing I do, you get all of my online classes for free. So you get the video portions. Then if you want the kits, you can buy the kits, except for Try It class, which those are my 3 most, I do it 3 times a year. It's my most popular class, and everybody can get that kit for free if they want. And then all they have to do is finish the projects and put them on our Facebook page, and then they go into a drawing for prizes. So I give away bundles and embellishments and money, shopping sprees. I give away all kinds of stuff. So we have a lot of just contests as far as just stamping. So while there are business builders in my group and girls who do it for full time, I would say probably 90% just do it for the discount. So if you just want always to get a discount on your Stampin' supplies, then this is the way to always get the discount. And you have a fun group of people to hang out with, even if it's just online. But we do Zoom, so you do get to know each other some. So what I'm going to show you today is the Waves of Inspiration. This is a pre-order. It will be available starting March 1st. If you're not a demonstrator, right now demonstrators can order it, so we can have stuff ready. So I'm going to show you a card. It's super cute, but I also will let you know that if you are in Card Club, like if you're on my team, you get all the Card Club videos for free as well. This will be the paper that's going to be in next month's, not the stamp set, but we are going to use the paper. And then my free gift and the embellishments will also be in Card Club. And my free gift with purchase next month will be these, because some of the papers and the embellishments won't be in the upcoming May catalog, the stamps and the dies will be. So I want you to get as many of them as you can because they're beautiful before you don't have a chance to get them again. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you this super fun card. It has the stamps and the dies, and I'm going to use, not going to use all of the words, but I'm going to use all of the images on today's. There's some really good words, some really fun fonts, super fun dies. I'm going to use almost all of the dies except for the one that cuts this out. And then there's a couple of labels. I'm not using those just because the card design that I'm using doesn't need labels. I moved my lights. You know, when you have sunglasses that turn, or glasses that turn to sunglasses, if I have the light shining directly on me, then you can't see my eyes. So there's the stamps and the dies. And then there is the paper. And then this paper is the one that I said will come in club next month. So you will get a half. And then also my class of the month for March, my first one, will also be with this. Sweet. And if you're in club, you're going to get a discount. So here's the papers. Aren't those fun? Super fun. Now, I would like to say that even though it is like waves of the ocean, as you flip through, like if you want to stamp that super cute little Easter bunny that we have right now, or the little chick, and use this, doesn't that look like an Easter egg? So even though it's kind of watery, kind of think beyond the water. So there's the paper. And then the other paper, and I think that both of the papers are just during the March part, or while supplies last. But it'll be in my email for sure, because I meant to read that before I started. So these are the new foils. It comes in, I think this is Pacific, I think it's Pacific Point. It may be navy. And then a silver that's not shiny, kind of like a matte silver. And then I think that's Bermuda Bay. So some real fun foils. And you may have seen that I did a video, and I've used the foils already, kind of a sneak peek for it as well. And then this also was to show you the otters as part of my celebration series. So I made this card, and when you put it together, it has the mother of pearl paper. This tutorial is up. But when it didn't have anything on it, it looked like it was an Ariel costume. So I thought, well, my second one, just to show you, you can do one card design and switch out your stamps. So this one was made with the pirates and mermaid stamps in the annual catalog. So super fun. And then I showed you the embellishments. And I think those are just while supplies last too. So let's do this card. I tried to come up with a way that I could show you all of the elements of it. And if you just did my On the Horizons online class, which that was a big one, so I know a lot of you did it, then this card fold will be familiar to you, and it'll give you a different idea on how to use it. So I will like to say that this is Pacific Point, and I don't even remember the last time I used this color. Like, I probably, well, the only time I ever use it is if it matches a paper. So it's been a hot minute since I have used this paper. So this is cut a half a sheet long ways. So 4 1/4 by 11, this one. And then this one is 4 by 10. So if you did the Horizons class, then you're gonna know which card I'm making now, because it's the layout and fold are similar to what we did. Obviously, different card, because we did that one with the Grassy Grove. So we have these 2 cards here. Now we have all of the fun dies, and then I did pull in this die, and it is, I think it's, I'll have it listed below. I started to say scalloped rectangles, but that may be an old one. I don't know that we still have scalloped rectangles, if that's the name. But let's run all of our pieces through. The card looks like it should take a super long time because it's a little bit fancy, but it doesn't take long at all. So I'm not going to put this exactly in the middle. You can see I folded it so I know which direction it goes. I'm going to put it a little towards the top and then in the middle, but I don't want it directly in the middle. And then I'm going to switch it so it's going not speed bump, because these, if they go through speed bump, they make that horrible noise in your machine. And it's not good for your dies because it smashes them a little bit. So we have this. This is going to be the front of our card. We have this, and you can see I've just left more room down here than I did at the top. And it doesn't matter exactly how much, you just want more room down here, and you'll see why after we make the card. And then it gives you this. I wanted it for the window, but I had this, so I went ahead and I used it as well. The white piece doesn't have any dies, but this is where all the fun happens. So here are, this is the foil. And then this is a piece that I have cut that has the kind of the watery pattern on it. And the Stampin' Up artist made this by throwing a bunch of paint onto canvases, and then they photographed that. So that's where the design kind of comes from. So I'm gonna run it through like this first because I'm gonna use some of those scraps, but this way it's just as easy to run it through like this because there's no way I can do it once. So we've got that. So you can see these just pop out. I'll pop those out. And then here's my other one, pull it out. And you end up with a lot of little pieces that fall everywhere, though you could see some of them were stuck. Now I don't need this little piece. I'm gonna flip this one over because now I wanna use this side. And then on the foil, I'm just gonna use this piece here. So now we've got some extra pieces, and then I have a little piece of black. So it comes with some clouds. So you can see now I want my clouds to be out of this, and there's plenty if you have a rectangle cut from that, but it gives them a little bit of color so they're not just white. Then there's some extra waves, and I'm not going to show you this. I'm going to do this one and you'll see this, and then I'm going to do it twice or once more and put them over on the rest. There's no reason not to use all that beautiful foil. And then here's some birds. So I have those on black. So I'll roll these through, and then I'll come back and show you all of the pieces as I've just gathered them all up. So here are your waves, and then here's some like wave accents that you could also use when we do my class. We'll use them in some other different ways, and I probably will do at least one other, well, I know I will, one other card. So I'll try to use this more when we use the pelican stamp, but I just wanted you to see that there's enough foil on here that if you place them right, you could get a bunch of it, so you're not wasting your foil. Then I have my birds. And then this little piece right here is what fell out of this. And so I just saved that one big piece. You could save it in the foil. Actually, on my other card, I had thrown it all in the trash. You don't see it. I was going to pull it out of the trash and use it, show it to you now. But I've knocked all that stuff down in my trash can, and it's pretty full. So we have our card here. And then we have this card here. So it's gonna go together. You wanna make sure that everything's folded nice and crisp. So either you can do it with your paper trimmer and put it through the scoring blade, or you can just take your bone folder and make sure these are super, super pressed down because it'll make your card open better. So it's gonna go like this. And the reason I tell you that is because it's very important. It feels like you're stamping backwards when you do these cards. So I just move this over here, and this is now the front, and then I don't have to think about it for a second. So the first thing we're gonna do is take this fun giant wave stamp, and it does take either your Stamparatus or the big block. So if you don't have a big block, you'll have to add that to your order. And then I'm going to take Pacific Point, and like I said, I don't even remember the last time I opened this. And it's not that it's not a pretty color, it's just, it's not even bright. I don't know what it is. It's just that I guess I like navy because it's dark. And then I like the like pool party and ones that kind of go in with the other color schemes. I don't know why this gets left behind, because when I looked at the colors in the paper and I'm like, oh, Pacific Point, I'm going to use that one because I don't even remember the last time I used it. So I've inked this so it's nice and inky. And the nice thing about this size that I'm putting it on is if you just go off the edges, then you don't really have to worry about it being straight. Now it is a giant stamp, so in your Stamparatus it would be perfect. I'm going to stand up to make sure that I get everywhere. And you want to make sure you press it nice and hard because it is a big stamp. So we have this. And then I took this here. And this time you don't have to make sure that you ink it as well. And we're just going to get this bottom bit, because I want to add a little bit of the bottom waves to the flap of our card here. So just, again, lay it in here. Kind of all this is just going to end up on your scrap paper. And this one, it doesn't matter is like if I press quite as well, because you can see that it's just water. Now I'm just going to take this and just kind of fill in the rest. So we're good with that. So that's all for that one. I'm going to go ahead and glue this together to give it a second to dry while we move on and stamp the rest of our card. So I'm going to use the fine tip glue, and you can't use the adhesive sheets as much as I wanted to on this because of the window. So first we're going to take the patterned one here, and you can see you don't want glue on very much of it. You can put it on this whole little stripe here, and this is why the fine tip glue is perfect because it holds really well, and we've got the little fine tip. And then I also know that I can get this whole bottom strip. So what I did was the first time I put glue on, I just did the part where I knew it wasn't going to go in the window, because if you get it in the window part, then it's going to be sticky on the back of your card. And then you can see why I also added this little bit of color down here. And then it goes all the way up the side, and that was almost enough to hold it. So you don't really need a whole lot more than that. And then you have your fun foil piece. So for this one, it's going to go on the inside of your window here. So put your glue on the front. And again, I'm just going to put it down here at first, because I know that this is not going to be in the window. And every time it could be a little bit different according to where you put your window and then how you go about sticking this in your card. So just kind of turn this. And you see how pretty that is on the other side, but you don't want glue on that. And all this doesn't have glue, so you can hold it. So it's not, even though it looks like it might be kind of a messy card, it's not. Put this all the way to the top. Every time it's going to be just a little bit different. So we have all this glue right here, and then all this here. And then it just needs to set. So we're going to move that aside, and we'll go back and finish this over here. So we have our front first. Let's do our front. I'm going to go back and need that glue in a second, so I'll just leave it. So I took Pool Party. I only used, there's no black or anything on this card. It's just all shades of blue. And then my blending brush. And so I want some Pool Party inside my waves first to give it that water. Isn't that a beautiful stamp? So just kind of fill this in first. And then as most of it wears off, and you can see that it's not it doesn't have as much ink on it, then I'm just going to add a little bit to the sky. And you can kind of whoosh around it, because if it's a little stormy in your sea, that's okay. And then to make sure that the bottom stays a little bit darker, I'm going to ink it up once more. So we've got that, and then I'm going to flip this open, and just everything that's kind of on here, which there's not a lot left, but then it's not just white. And it also does a really good job of cleaning off your brush. Then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to put that window that we have there, so I can ink that up just a little bit more. And every time, I don't want this to be really Pool Party on the inside, so I can just, whoops, add it where I know that's going to be under. So that's it for the Pool Party. And then this pelican on the piece of the dock is just gorgeous. So I'm going to use Night of Navy for it. Ink this up. And I'm just going to put it here in the corner. Isn't that beautiful? Look how much detail is in this stamp. It is phenomenal. And after I did this, I was like, oh, I really want to color it in, but we're not coloring on this card. We're just going for just shades of blue. So here's the piece that cut out of the front. I'm going to take one of the words. You can use any of the words. I think this one is the totally awesome one here. Couldn't remember which one I used. Stamp it down here in the corner. It says, "You're so totally awesome." And then there is a happy birthday. I should have put the happy birthday underneath it because it's a fun little font. And then we have this bird here. So stamp this. And then just give them a couple over here. I'm just going to go a little bit lighter because you know the seagulls. So we have that. I'm going to take my regular adhesive. I'm going to use Seal Plus just so it holds the rest of the card in, because this is going to be inside the other one, and this will make sure that it holds it. So that's what I have lying here. You don't need Seal Plus for that. Now see what I mean? It feels like it's backwards, but this is how it needs to be. So make sure you do it this direction. Now I'm going to put my adhesive on the back of here, and this is why I'm using the Seal Plus. Let's go back over to our card. Had enough time to kind of set up there, and then this goes, remember it's 4 inches, so you have enough of a border. You don't want it too close to this or your card won't close, so do it more towards this side. And now you have this. And then on my other one, once all this was dry, I just did take a little bit of glue right here where any of those 2 points met. So like right here. And just add a dab of glue there. And that keeps those from like flinging. But you do have to hold it a second. I should have waited. I'll show you on my other one. Well, we're going to flip it open anyway. So here. Sometimes the glue just needs a second to set. So here's our clouds that we cut out of the paper. So here's the larger cloud. I'm going to put it here. And then I'm going to use one of our mini dimensionals on the smaller cloud. Put that there. And then we have our little birds that's setting now. You could use the adhesive shoots for the birds, but you can see why you can't use them on this, because otherwise you would have adhesive everywhere. You could do it if you want to put some window sheet, and that would be pretty, because you know how much I love to put window sheet through a folder to make it look like water, and that would look really nice. Maybe that's what I'll do on the next card. Then you could add the adhesive shoots to that and stick them to the window sheet. So just glue in our little birds. I don't know that I want them both going the same way. And you could put one on over the cloud if you wanted. Whoops. My hands got a little bit of glue. So now flip this back over. So we have this fun scene that's taking place. Stick that back together. Well, I'll show you the other one because it does hold. I'm going to take all these 4 little pieces that I got here. And it's just going to, you're able then to get some of that foil that's on the back side onto the front. So just kind of stagger those. There's a couple of larger pieces in here, so just put your glue on that. You have to be careful again if you're going to put any of them over the top of the window that you don't put glue on that. I have 2 of each. Let's do this one here. Okay, then you remember I saved this piece here. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to flip it. You can do it however, whichever direction you want. On my other one, it's over here, but I mounted it a little bit. So I'm going to put my glue. You could use regular adhesive too, but since I have my glue out, I'm just going to put some right here. And then kind of pull this up. And flip that around. Then you also carry that wave pattern through the front. So again, I'm going to take this now that it's all mounted together and just press this. You can see why it needs to shut. And once the card's laid for a second, you can put something heavy on top of it and then it keeps it shut. That little guy's determined not to stay glued while I'm filming. I'm going to stick it there and we'll see if we can make that be long enough. Now I'm going to take the rhinestones. Look how pretty they are. So I'm going to use all of the colors except for the green because there's no green on this card. Now, depending on which piece of paper you use for this, you may have some green, but I just didn't. So I'm going to use 5 and just kind of at random points. There's one of that color. So I'm going to move through sizes and, well, I guess that one's going there. My fingers are still sticky. So I've got 1, 2, let's get this one. I'm gonna go up to another size. This will just guarantee that I get all the sizes and all the colors. So there's 3. And then 4. This one's the pool party, I think, on the end. So I'm gonna use 2 of it since we've used pool party a lot on our card. It just kind of adds a little bit of a I don't know, like the water spray kind of feeling to your card. And then one last little touch. When I was done, I thought about flinging some white on it, or, you know, banging my blend on it to get some texture, because I felt like, nope, still not going to stick. Like it sticks when I hold it. But I wanted this up here to have something. So I just took this, and then I went back to my Night of Navy. And this is kind of a thumping method. So just kind of thump this on here. And then we'll just kind of get, so it's not perfectly just blue up there. And in fact, you can get a little bit at the bottom. This is a nice thing if you don't, well, I mean, if you're doing this card, then you have a cut and emboss machine, because you've just cut that stuff out. But if you don't have a cut and emboss machine, it's a nice way to kind of texture your card. See how pretty that texture is on the back, and see that's still opening. And then I'm just going to take this in here, partly because I don't like to leave a dark blue on my card. It just kind of gives it that cloud illusion. And then I'm going to work that off. The navy is a dark color. And I just have, like in my blending brushes, I have them by color. So this is my blue, and I don't want to leave this on here and then forget and go back and put it on like Pool Party or a balmy blue. So just kind of, you might as well get your brush clean, someplace where you wanted the color. Now you can see it's pretty clean, look. So now if I go back to another blue, it's not going to matter. Let's see if, so how much fun is this card? I'm going to show you my other one, because it is, this is glued together. So hang on. And so much on this stuff on the table, I couldn't reach this one. So here's the finished card. We'll see if this will hold itself as I show you this. So it's a really fun card. You can see the little thumping up here. They're all going to look a tiny bit different, because all of this paper just is a little bit different. My clouds are a little bit higher. This one has a little bit more Pool Party maybe than that one, but super fun. And here's on the inside of this one. Remember, I told you I put this over here. And on the other one, I flipped it because I kind of, after I did this, I was like, I should have used the other colors to kind of pull the Pool Party. Although you get, even on this side over here, it's super fun. So if you are interested in putting this in your starter kit and joining my team, then before you order your kit, ask me and I can give you the order numbers for all of the different pieces of it. Or if you just want to join my team, it's super fun. Like I said, you get all of my videos. They're on my Facebook page. So you can go back any of the classes that I've done for the last couple years. You can go on there and you can find the classes. I think I started putting them on the Facebook page probably about 2 years ago. So there are a ton of classes, like all of my retreats, all of my everything, card club, my VIP videos. You get access to any video that I make if you're a member of my team, and it's just on there so you can watch it whenever you want. So there you go. If you have any questions at all, let me know. I would flip my camera back around, but this is taking a little bit longer than I thought. So everybody have a great day and have a great weekend. Bye.